All right. Yeah, that was weird.
I could literally do that again.
Oh my word,
and
dude.
do you like it? Because you can punish me later.
Dude, Chantal, that creeps me out, dude. Like, that legitimately creeps me out. All right, so Chantal Jax Fanta, you're my first guest on Pillay Time, this podcast that I'm doing, and let's start with Jax. Where's that come from?
It's a very uneventful story, though. I mean, we were drunk. It was college. We had a broken putter. And
Had nothing to do with the PlayStation 2 game.
What PlayStation 2 game, dude?
Jax!
Dude, honestly, okay, like, I grew up in Brakpan. I didn't know what a PlayStation 2 was. PS to me was goodbye. Like
Okay.
little side notes.
Or it is one of those little chocolates that you got when someone is trying to apologize to you.
You clearly don't know how Brakpan
No,
works.
I don't know Brakpan
If you
at
get
all.
sweets in Brakpan, somebody's taking you home.
Okay.
And mostly it's a family
And is that
member.
where that voice developed from
No,
that?
this came from somewhere else. What are you referring to? We never spoke about the voice in the start, Jaryd.
Oh, damn.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Try
Oh,
again.
dude, please stop doing that voice. Oh, man.
Okay, I'm your first guest. Stay on track with something.
Yeah, I had questions to ask you, but we just had such stimulating conversation throughout the day. And now we're in this let's chat comedy, right? So you started
Yes.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
5 years ago.
I mean, like, I started on the same night that you were there in a competition, and you narrowly kicked my ass, let's just be honest.
Yeah, but while we're putting that out there, that was the first and only time I've ever won up to you in any kind of competition whatsoever.
We've
I've
had,
always-
3 competitions since then?
If you want to count the roasts, because there was some roasts.
If you want to make it worse on you, then it's fine. I was going to say
take the
3,
brutal.
but, like, that makes it a total of, like, 6 or 7.
It's a lot, and I won one time.
Yeah, and I was there on my first night.
Yeah,
So,
but you literally brought out the entire lesbian community.
okay, look, there's not a lot of us in Cape Town, so I literally brought the entire Greenpoint with
But
me.
I won them over. I won them over that night.
The question is,
Never
are people
again.
laughing at you or with you?
I've come to realize over the years that, like, in the beginning, I think that I was a little bit racist.
People of color can't be racist.
I don't think so.
No,
I think,
I want to hear this opinion about that now.
Okay. I don't think so. I think that you can be. Like, I used to say things that I thought was funny on stage, but I didn't realize the only funny thing about it was maybe the accent. And, like, I was punching down
That's fair.
a lot of the time.
Okay.
And, like, I was also only doing it because I had an opportunity to do an accent, and I knew I could do accents.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, I think we've had discussions about this before, but I don't know. If you're punching up with an accent, then that's fine. It's the context of the joke.
For sure.
But, I mean, I try and steer clear from these kinds of comedy traps. I call them comedy traps because you can be funny without those kind of, like, outside influences. You don't really need the accents. Yeah, I mean, obviously it makes the job easier. And you look more talented, I guess.
For sure. I mean, if you can flex a talent through the medium, then that's great, dude. But, like, you just have to be careful not to, like, do something just because you think the accent sounds funny.
I mean, okay, let's just put
And
it
it, like,
out.
yeah.
We can talk about this, like, all day and try and, like, titsy foot around it and sugarcoat it, but we all know that the cancel culture is here.
The
and
cancel culture vulture.
The cancel culture vulture is coming for us. And this is the thing, cancel culture is massive on the whole, like, okay, we've tokened it black scent, but I mean, underneath the whole term black scent is a broad array of accents that are not acceptable to be done.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, think for yourself.
As a white person, I think it's a lot harder to do any of those accents.
That is why, as a white person,
At
I
all.
stay the fuck away from them.
Yeah.
It's just easier. It just makes my life easier.
Like, I can fucking wax lyrical with, like, a Karen voice, like, oh my god, woolies,
Well, that's the thing. So,
Well, how come those people aren't wearing masks? This is bloody ridiculous. You have to wear your mask if you're gonna go outside. I don't care if you had corona. I don't care if you recovered from. You gotta wear a bloody mask. Everyone has to wear one.
Well, okay, so if you, I feel like I'm
And those are
interviewing you
the
now.
same those are the same ladies. Mind you, those are the same ladies that wear their masks below their fucking nose. Okay.
Dude,
Below
I'm
their fucking
so
nose,
done
dude.
with this whole below the nose kind of thing. Like, you don't fucking breathe through your nose.
Yeah.
How
What do you
idiotic
think
are
that
we?
thing is on your face?
Dude,
With
I
holes
don't know.
on it.
Nobody listens to the president. We've lost faith now. I mean, he's taken the cigarettes and the alcohol away, and now people are just like, fuck it. We're just going to go on with our lives.
Yeah. You know what, dude? I actually, from the latest speech that the president made, I've noticed that a lot of people have like very touched about him mentioning not visiting families. Like maybe he shouldn't have said that, but a lot of people are touched about that. Like, oh, who are you to tell me that I can't visit my grandmother? Fair enough. Grandma can die from this disease.
Okay, but to be fair, are we going to look at it in the retrospect of grandmother can still go to the casino and be around her people at the casino? Because
Yeah, that's
or you know, for that matter, you can be outside and meet your friends and family. It all equates really to the same kind of thing. I know being irresponsible by doing anything really. It's not just visiting people at home, but I guess when you're home, then the whole safety aspect becomes nonchalant because we're not wearing masks and we're not being, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, why would you wear masks at home?
That's the thing, but you are wearing a mask when you're out in public because you're scared that Karen Vosloo is going to walk up to you and go, "Why's your face open, you cuck ugly?" kind of vibes.
I mean, that is one of my main motivations for wearing a mask because I don't want to be. I'm not a confrontational person. I'm not a confrontational person. I'm just not. I've never been like that. But I don't want to be called out on something like because it makes me feel a little bit embarrassed and then I feel like a doers, and I don't want that. But like also I don't want to be around breathing the same air as everyone else. Fuck that, dude.
Which is a fair assumption, but also can we just get to the point because I was thinking about this the other day. The main reason I wear a mask is because I'm not really good looking without one, and this is actually a great excuse for me to look better. Okay? Yeah. And so for many of the people out there that's complaining about not wearing a mask, I don't want to wear a mask, you are cuck ugly Koos. Just do the rest of us a fucking favor.
Cover
actually,
it
am
up.
I allowed to swear on this?
Yeah, you can swear.
Oh, okay,
This is my podcast, god damn it.
If you don't like it, go somewhere else.
You can fucking unsubscribe. Don't do that.
Don't unsubscribe. No, keep the subscription there.
Please
Just don't watch the
subscribe.
videos.
I don't have any subscribers right now.
That's okay. This is a guinea pig dry run.
Yeah.
I'm pretty dry right now as we speak, so this is a very dry run.
Wow. Don't you live with your girlfriend?
I do. Have you ever heard of the term lesbian bed death? I'm just kidding. Oh my god, don't leave me. Man. So yeah, let's just steer away from me being single in about 2 weeks if we continue with this conversation.
Oh my god, wow. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to touch that.
No, please don't touch that.
No.
It's fine.
All right, man. Well, we've had some good times together. I mean, so I met you back in 2015.
Yeah,
2015.
That's when I started comedy pretty much.
5 years ago.
Yes.
At Meraki in Durbanville.
Oh, dude. Meraki.
Let's fucking wax lyrical about those days. Wow, what a time.
I mean, like, at that point, it was like, it was the shit. We were like, we were performing in Meraki.
Yeah.
When you think back about it now, we narrowly made it out with our lives in that place from the wheel spanner wielding flippin' Durbanville.
But like
people.
back then, the world was so much smaller in terms of, I don't know, like that divide that happened. And I think it was a very real divide between like, and it was like labeled like northern suburbs comedy.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
You're gonna divide people by the fucking N1, dude. Like Cape Town is such a small place. Like it should just be Cape Town comedy. But you know, but I understand. No disrespect to the way things went. It was just like that. Like there was the northern suburbs comedy scene, and then there was what happened in Cape Town and the southern suburbs, and that was like its own thing.
Well, I guess it was daunting because the first time I actually left Durbanville and came to perform in Cape Town, I was scared shitless, okay?
Yeah.
Because the comics who were performing and doing their thing in Cape Town were of a certain caliber of comics. And so it freaked me out to have to share a stage, and that kind of judgment that you expect from peers kind of makes it worse because now you're screwing up on stage because you're overthinking it.
For sure. But like Armchair as well is a group of people that you would never find in the northern suburbs.
No.
You wouldn't like in the northern suburbs. It seems like, especially when we were doing the things like back in like 2015 or 2014. Yeah, it was different, dude. Like, it's just different people. And like, you can get away with saying certain things that you probably wouldn't get away with saying at Armchair, because someone will call you out for it at Armchair. You know,
Dude, because people are progressive in certain areas.
and okay, look, I'll be blunt. Like, the white people in the northern suburbs love it when you do black sit. Like, it was fucking great, dude.
The irony of that is, I've literally seen comics become two different people when they travel from the southern suburbs to the northern suburbs. They are so progressive and woke in the southern suburbs, and as soon as they hit Durbanville, then that real Avia beer comes out, because now we can do whatever we want here.
The real Avia beer.
The real Avia beer.
It's like the equivalent to the real Makoya.
It's
The real Avia beer.
yeah, but the only difference is that Zambak actually serves a purpose. I mean, like...
Oh, we were saying before we started recording that if we're going to get a sponsor for the show, if Ingram's is watching or you know of any Ingram's reps, please get in touch, because I can be your boy, Ingram's.
Which is also great, because my heels look like Weet-Bix. So if we could just... Yeah, I'm in on that.
Your heels look like Weet-Bix, like the bottom of your foot.
The bottom of my foot.
Well, you should add some milk to that, baby.
Is there enough milk in the world? Have you seen Weet-Bix swallow milk?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, you put milk in, you turn, you come back, it's dry again.
Yeah, dude.
It's like Cape Town was for a while.
Well, yeah, and now we're not anymore. But let's go back to the northern suburbs, like the comedy, because it was I think that it was a unique kind of thing. And there was a time as well, I remember, I don't know, maybe 2015, where like there was 12 shows happening in like the northern suburbs, like Durbanville, Bellville, Brackenfell,
Brackenfell. As soon as you said Brackenfell, I just went straight back to a bad memory that happened at that place.
Where was the venue?
You know,
next to the junkyard.
You know exactly which venue I'm talking
next to the fucking
about.
junkyard, dude.
Like, that owner shocked the hell out of me that night.
Oh my god. When she was talking to Nzuzo?
Yes.
Yo.
Exactly that. I was standing at the door and I was like, yo.
Wow.
I mean, you could probably tell the story because we're not mentioning the name
for those
of the
of you
venue.
who don't know. What is the name of the venue? Just fast. We can.
Or could we say it? We probably could.
Yeah, we can edit it out.
Okay, it's Highlander.
Highlander. All right, at Highlander. This is like a pub that was in like Brackenfell, in like the industrial area, and it was next to a junkyard, dude. And the lady that ran the place, or the lady that owns the place, is like this old Afrikaans tannie, and she's like a little bit on the.
Okay, I feel offended by that. She's actually from Belgium.
Oh, she from.
So let's just not take the Afrikaans people
Racism
down
from the
that
source.
street again. We're not all bad.
Pure
Some of us have black
racism.
friends.
I was actually a Nazi back in the day, and then I came to South Africa and I opened a pub called the Highlander.
That is exactly how she talks, dude. That is her accent.
I thought to myself, where would be a good place for a Nazi to go? I have an idea. Why don't I go to apartheid state, South Africa? They don't like blacks. I don't like blacks.
Hi.
Hi.
This is so wrong.
Alright, man. Let's get back to this. So there's this gig is being run at the Highlander in Brackenfell, in like the industrial area, and the owner of the place, she's like she's a little, I don't know, she's like a little racist, but you wouldn't know unless you've seen. So my friend Nzuzo comes along, and he's a black gentleman, one of my best friends. I've known this guy for years, and he comes and supports shows, man. He's my best friend, right? So he comes to the show, and Nelson de Gavey, another comic he was like standing in the area, right? And she goes up to Nelson, the owner of the place. She goes up to Nelson, and she says, she looks at Nzuzo, doesn't say shit. Then she looks at Nelson, and she says, "Hey, is this your Uber driver?"
I almost died when I heard that, dude. I don't know if I died from shock or just on the inside. I was laughing so hard because Nzuzo's face, dude, was
Yeah.
just like absolute shock.
Yeah. And he's like, like 20 years old at the time?
Yeah. Dude, that place, because I remember a specific evening, a comic also was headlining the show, and he walked off the stage to the bar, and somebody was standing at the bar, and he said, "Hey, but you're quite funny for the H word." And I was like, yo, dude, like just
Yo.
blatant, right? And what does that even mean? Like you're funny for a colored person, basically. What does that mean?
Oh, I know who you're talking about as
Yes.
well. Yeah.
I don't want to mention names.
But like, there've been so many incidents at that specific venue, and like they ran comedy there for a while, dude.
Yeah.
I remember there was one night as well, and this was one of their bigger shows because the guy that runs the place, he put together a show with just like a lot of open mics on it, you know, and obviously like open mics are gonna bring their audience with, which is like their family and friends that are watching them perform for the first time, you know. So you're gonna get like a big fucking crowd and a lot of like not good.
Well, this is
comics.
why it's smart to get open micers to do stuff like that, because the longer you do comedy, the less people come and watch you at some point.
Oh, but it's so fucking horrible when you're doing those shows and then like people come for like one person and that person goes on, and then when that person leaves the stage, they all fucking
Everybody goes.
leave, go to the bar or something.
That's why you want to be up first.
Yeah. I was on last on this specific night, and the headliner couldn't make it, so I just closed the show. And then when it came to me getting paid, which wasn't much, it was like 300 Rand, dude. But like, fuck, I'm gonna take what I can get because who the fuck am I, right? And the organizer's giving me the money, right? And before he gives me the money, he looks around. I'm like, what are you looking? He looks around and he says, "Don't let the owner see you." I gave away who it was with the accent. It's like,
It doesn't matter.
Whatever.
We know a bunch of people.
"Don't let the owner see you because, you know, she won't like the idea that I'm paying."
You.
Yeah. And I was like, yo, I mean, I'm not that dog. You know, I
Dude,
don't
what
know.
did you do wrong?
I don't know. I felt so offended and hurt.
I
and was
remember
like,
this evening, though. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. I remember a horrible death on that stage. You just did not resonate with that crowd.
Maybe that's why I felt shit too. That ending was just a little sprinkle on top of it, and I forgot about the
That
death. I
salty
was like,
Gordon
"Oh,
Ramsay move."
whatever.
Dude. Yeah,
I'm gonna blame this
that gig
old
was...
racist lady.
But okay, so we were actually talking about Meraki, and the thing is, guys, it was very much the same kind of landscape for both venues. It's different areas, but the same kind of crowds in the northern suburbs.
I just want to say before we get in, like, I don't want this to come across the wrong way. Like, all gratitude and respect to the guy that ran those shows, because if it wasn't for that guy, like, we wouldn't have like any shows at that time, because there was like not a lot happening in Cape Town. There were maybe like 1 or 2 gigs.
Yeah, we were actually
on Long Street.
You could literally go to maybe 3 gigs, and that would be the array of gigs we had per month.
There was always Armchair, but like there really wasn't much happening.
And it was also not easy to get into Armchair.
Yeah.
So, and there was all of the comics would go to Armchair. So if you've got a spot tonight and a bigger comic pitches up, bye Felicia.
Yeah.
You're not getting your spot.
And you and I probably wouldn't have started in that same space and
Yeah, that's fair.
had
So
that.
it served its purpose, and it still serves its purpose,
Yeah, it's
because
still
the northern
going.
suburbs need to be entertained.
For sure. I mean, people are people, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a funny landscape because it's obviously very different from the northern suburbs.
But like, I think that it's good that the culture of comedy can grow there as well.
Look, it's a thing of kind of getting people used to comedy, because
Yeah.
people need to be used to comedy. People need to get to a point where they get hungry for comedy. You understand?
Yeah.
And they need to know that the gigs are happening and what it has to offer. I think that in Cape Town, we are lacking that specific thing when it comes to gigs. We're lacking Cape Townians being hungry to watch comedy because they are not aware of comedy, or they have never been to a comedy show before. So they're not really keen to do it because they don't know what to expect. And so there's comedy for everybody.
But the more of it that's out there is like the better it's gonna get.
Exactly.
So,
And
and
so-
it's also cool to see people as well that like want to get involved, because a lot of that happened. Like you got a lot of people that showed interest, like you, for example.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, and also, this is what I want to say to people. Just because you've watched a comic on a specific evening in a venue be shitty or racist or homophobic or transphobic or any kind of disgusting behavior from a comic, doesn't mean that all comics think and write and do things in that way. Don't take one specific performance and kind of umbrella that over the comedy industry. We're all different, and we all do different things on stage in different ways. So find the comics that you love so you can support them. And so that way we can, everybody's got their crowd and their fan base.
Do you know what I love to think about with comedy and like the way that people do things differently? It's like I've noticed that the more or the longer you've been doing it, and the more you learn to look inwards and to understand yourself, the better the comedy gets. Which is what I've noticed of like, people I look up to, and like really good comics.
It's introspection, but you get to a point where all of the fluff is no longer enough. And then you start delving deeper. And the deeper you delve, the more painful the comedy can become. Yeah. And it's almost healing when you start doing it, because it's like trauma control now.
Yeah.
But dude, if you have not dealt with something, do not bring that topic up. We've seen comics cry on stage, guys.
Oh, dude. It's happened.
It is ridiculous. And it's sad because we understand where it comes from.
No, the guy that cried that one time, it was 2 times. Yeah, dude,
2
I know.
times.
Yeah, okay.
So deal with your shit before you bring it up. But it's it's true. The comedy gets better because it's coming out of a place of truth. Yeah. And as soon as you trust yourself, you've lived it, and so does the audience at that point.
But I also just think there's so much. There becomes like more value in like working through that bullshit of yours. Yeah. Like there's a reward, almost like an incentive for it, because once you work through it, you're gonna. Sorry, I keep tapping the table. It's my bad. But once you work through that, like you have material.
That's fair. Which
is cool. I was thinking during just lockdown, and it's probably happened to you as well, where like because before lockdown we were gigging.
Yeah, dude. Like we were gigging. We were gigging.
We were having fun
up until like 2 weeks before lockdown hit, and then we couldn't have gatherings anymore.
Yeah, I was at the comedy club the week just before the president made that first speech to be like, "Yo, shit's real." It was actually that night on the Sunday. On the 15th, I think.
You still played the last gig at the comedy club.
Yeah, dude, I did.
I was booked for the week thereafter.
I smashed the whole week. I'll have you know. It was really good.
I hate you so much right now. You have no idea. I was booked the week straight thereafter, and my dates got cancelled.
Yeah, dude. It was really nice to experience that. But I had a point to this. Yes, we were gigging a lot, and there was a lot happening in Cape Town as well. Like we had our open mic spots to test our material. Like we had some cool things. And we're working a lot, and then you just suddenly go into a place of where you're not working at all now, and you don't have that release that you've been so used to getting.
Oh shit, that's a good point.
So you start looking inwards, and you're alone, and you start thinking about things, and it's weird. Like the more you think about the things, you start like working material together. Like I used to have this joke about my accent, and it's something that I open with. Because like it bothers me, and I've always been very self-conscious about it. And then I was thinking to myself during this time, and I realized, like, I remember before I went to grade 1, my mom sent me and my twin sister for speech and drama classes.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
really?
Dude. Yeah,
that's
man.
Cool, dude.
Yeah, dude. But just thinking in hindsight, like I understand it was because she didn't want my sister and I to have like an accent.
Well, that makes sense, because if I close my eyes, I'm kidding.
I know,
It's
and it's so weird because it's something that really bothers me now. Like it's something like if I could choose, I probably wouldn't want to sound as articulate and like as white as I do. Because...
Do you feel like your mom culturally appropriated you?
I'm sorry, Mom. That's funny.
I mean,
no, I don't think that her intentions were malicious at all. I think that there's a certain mindset that was around from our parents' generation, and that's just the way that it was, dude. Like, you gotta be grateful in a sense that it wasn't worse, because if you go back further enough, it was fucking bad. So...
I think her intent was good, because also I think your parents didn't know if change was gonna come and when it was gonna come. So it would... In the essence of like where we are now, we're a rainbow nation and equality, and we've got equal options and we've got equal rights. Nobody's being oppressed anymore. And so I think that maybe the fear of thinking that kind of racism would never change in our country was the landscape for her.
I completely get it. Like I think that people when they hear someone when they see someone, first of all, I
Yeah.
think it's a very South African thing, or maybe it's not even a South African thing. Maybe it's just a human thing to make assumptions on a person based on their physical appearance.
Yes.
And then you hear what they sound like. Then you start making assumptions about like their
Education.
education.
Education,
Like,
yeah.
how smart is this person? And I think that is one of the tricks of maybe like that trickle down from apartheid.
Yeah.
Where if you have an accent, and it's the same thing, we are talking about accents earlier on. If you have like a more, localized, like...
Well, I agree. If you have an Afrikaans accent,
you have
if
an
you have
ethnic accent.
any accent that is different from the general white Caucasian English accent.
Yeah. And maybe my mom just didn't want me and my sister to have like really thick Indian accents, and then like we end up fucking being in white spaces and people don't take us seriously because it's like, hey guys, what's going on?
Man.
Hey guys. And I don't care. Like if I could, I would want to sound as fucking thick Indian accent as a motherfucker. Because that's so cool, dude. To be like 5th generation of a people that haven't been in that country for
Yeah,
5 generations and you still have a fucking twang.
You've
That's
basically
fucking hardcore.
not adjusted. You haven't let go of your culture or heritage
Yeah.
because of a different country forcing you to do so. Or not forcing you to do so, but
But I think maybe the reason Indian people have preserved their culture like that is because of the way that they were set up
well,
as well. Like,
it's easy. Like I'm thinking about it as you're saying it now, and it's so weird because, when I was playing the comedy club one night, and okay, so guys, for those of you who don't know, I actually come from a town in East Rand of Johannesburg, and that's Brakpan, and I mean, like, obviously that town gets a shitload of flack, okay,
Yeah.
and with good reason, okay, majority of the time. But I was on stage and I told the crowd that I come from Brakpan, and at the end of the show, I was standing outside and this guy came up to me, a colored guy, said to me, hey, so your English is quite good for somebody from Brakpan. And so I stood there and I was like, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Because I'm from Brakpan, I must not be educated, I guess. And so that kind of threw me off. And then it also kind of made me realize that off of face value, we base so much assumption on somebody's accent that it's so unfair. And as a white person at that moment, I kind of realized what white people do to people of color because they have an accent is so fucked up.
yeah, man.
And how much that actually damages
Yeah.
the perception of people.
Yeah, for sure. And it's so weird to think, like, being in such a diverse space, with so many different cultures and so many different people, that you'd be, not as weirded out by people's differences.
Yeah, especially since we have so many different national languages in this country.
For sure.
That we're
But
progressive enough.
but that's the thing, though, and that's the legacy of apartheid. Apartheid.
Apartheid. Oh,
Apartheid.
can you make it like apartheid?
Apartheid. If they ever bring apartheid back and try to make it hip again,
It's apartheid.
for those like hip and happening neo-Nazis, just fucking apartheid. Apartheid.
That's funny. Skur. Oh my god, it's apartheid.
2 different benches. Apartheid.
Oh, we're stupid.
So silly, man. But I think that's the legacy of apartheid. Like, it sections people off into like their areas, and a lot of people don't leave those areas, man. Like, that's a lot of people never do. Like, people live their whole lives inside their designated ghettos,
So I want to ask you this. Like,
townships.
I actually want to ask you a question. I think that
Hey, man, Indian townships are real. I see you laughing at me there. You think it's not a thing? Indian townships are a thing, bro.
I didn't even think
Okay.
about that. It's called the slums, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I think slums isn't a very nice word for it.
Dude, Slumdog Millionaire. I'm just going based on the movie, okay?
Do you want to be a millionaire?
It was a great movie, though.
Such a good movie, dude.
I want to ask you this, though. So,
Oh, man, do you know how many times I got called Slumdog?
by who?
No one called me Slumdog.
Was Clinton Dunn? Cut that out.
Yeah, you can edit that out.
Um,
Fine.
No, but I wanted to know, because you're talking about the landscape and how the country and, obviously apartheid affected us and all of the stuff that comes with that. But how do you feel about cancel culture? Because for me,
Cancel culture.
I want to know what your thoughts are on cancel culture.
Dude, I don't think
Especially
it's
based on black
real.
scent. Let's do that. Especially based on black scent.
Hey, this is a very interesting question. And I have a lot of thoughts on this topic. I don't think that... I think maybe might have said this before. I don't know if we were recording or not. But I don't think it's okay if you're doing an accent and you're punching down. That's just not cool. And yeah, if it's not...
Yeah.
If it's punching down and you're just saying something because you think someone's voice is funny.
And so I think it's important to tell people who are watching that punching down, guys, means don't be a dick.
Yeah.
So if you're laughing at the oppressed person in the joke, it's punching down. Get the facts straight. Don't laugh at the accent. The accent shouldn't be the funny thing about the joke.
Yeah, pretty much. And I also don't think that if you're not a comic of color, you shouldn't be allowed to complain about not being able to do black scent.
Yes,
Like,
I
you
think that's a
shouldn't-
good start.
Yeah, like that's a good place to start.
And can we also
Let's
get to
start
the
at
point
the very beginning.
that
Good
most
place
of
to
us
start.
comics who are not comics of color are not always really good at the accent in the first place. So
Yeah.
if you're crap at it, just don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how Kevin Frazier got that fucking good. Cause I mean, look, dude. Okay, I'm not down for what he did. I've been saying from the beginning. I was like,
No,
yo,
but this has
is
been a
kinda weird.
debate for a long time
For a
when
long
it comes
time.
to Kevin.
Yeah, but like he must have gotten he must have had an audience for a very long time, and I'm sure he did. Like to get that, he's good.
He
no
is
offense to
really
anyone.
good. I won't lie. His accents are on point. That's the
I mean,
thing.
it is on point, but at the same time, like he's kind of punching down at times. Like, yeah, I've seen a few videos of him. I'm just like, this isn't tasteful, and yeah,
So the important point for that is
like you're
is
just
that-
playing a black character, like a stereotype of what you think a black person is.
Yes.
Which is kind of, it's just not okay, and it's a stereotype of what you assume another person is.
Or what the stereotypes or the indoctrination of that person was. What systematically we believe those people were. You understand? Like, systematically, we were indoctrinated to believe, like, if you were growing up as a white South African and you were a kid pre-94, then it was normal for you to see that, you know, your domestic worker was in a certain way, your gardener was a certain way, and now it's not okay anymore. It's not okay to look down on people for doing a job which is quite fucking frankly a proper job.
But like doing black accents
Yes.
is weird. Like straight up, it's not really okay.
Dude, so you're saying like you wonder how Kevin Frazier got that good, and this is the thing. Kevin Frazier didn't get good. Kevin Frazier just managed to accumulate a bunch of people who think the same thing is funny.
Yeah.
And for me, cancel culture ruins everything now, because what you're doing is you're creating another Steve Hofmeyr. You're canceling this person, but he's already got 700,000 followers.
Yeah.
Those
so you're
followers
just
are going to
creating
get
more
pissed off.
media hype on that. And
Exactly. So
feeding the
those
machine.
700,000 followers are inevitably just going to support him a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
So it's about education. It's not about cancelling. It's education in the long run for me.
For sure.
But it's no longer our jobs to tell people to stop being stupid.
Oh yeah. Yo, I'll tell you a story. Funny story.
Yeah.
One time, Kevin Frazier was at a gig.
I was there.
Oh yeah, were you at the same
Dude,
gig?
I gave him so much crap in the crowd. I remember
I
that
remember
thick
that
chain.
gig.
That
Yes.
thick chain.
Oh my God, we had a gig in Tableview, and I was looking into the crowd, and I was like, "Hey man, I know that guy from those videos he does on Facebook where he does a black lady's accent. Like I remember that guy." And then I went up on stage and I called him up, but I don't think anyone. I called him out. I was like, "Hey, Kevin Frazier's here, ladies and gentlemen. Give a hand for Kevin Frazier." Everyone clapped, and I was like, Kevin Frazier, he's the only white South African that does black accent." And everyone's like, I guess he can keep doing that. And then no one laughed. And then after that, Kevin started laughing harder at every one of my punchlines.
Yeah, dude.
And it made me feel so shit, man.
He was actually a really nice guy afterwards.
Yeah, I was trying to get him, but he was being so nice.
Because I called him a racist Vernon Kukumur on stage.
Yeah.
Because that's how he looked, right? And then afterwards he came to me and he said to me, "Oh, you're really funny." And that's when you informed me that it was Kevin
Yeah,
Frazier.
I was like,
and I was
yo,
like,
dude,
whoa.
that was the guy.
Okay, I feel better about it
Yeah,
now.
man.
Actually, we talk about this now. Who's the like? Have you ever performed to a famous? Well, when we say famous, like obviously we're talking about people who are well known in America. But have you ever been on stage and like one of the big comics have walked into the room and actually watched you perform?
I don't think I'm that special.
Dude, this happens all the time. Like all the time.
Jeez, dude.
No, he's not coming back just yet.
No, I think I was performing once when Riyad Musa walked in the room, but
Wow, your scale is so small.
well, dude,
No,
Riyad's
Riyad
like
is up there.
pretty big.
I said international.
Oh, did you say internet?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Jamie Kennedy.
Oh, there
Jamie
we go.
Kennedy was at a gig
Dude,
once.
he was at Beer House, wasn't he?
Yes, I was hosting that night.
So,
Yeah.
oh my
And
god.
hey, well, hold up for everyone that's watching. Jamie Kennedy shook my hand and he said, "That's some funny stuff."
Jamie Kennedy, guys. Jamie Kennedy.
Jamie Kennedy, son, Malibu's most wanted.
Dude, wasn't he Project X? Something like that.
No, I don't think he was in Project X.
No, not the movie, man. He did something Kennedy X, whatever. X Kennedy. I performed at Beer House as well. And Russell Peters happened to walk in while I was on stage.
Russell Peter Pete.
Russell Peter Pete. And
Russell?
I made fun of him. I made fun of him because I didn't know that it was Russell. And I got off the stage and I saw Russell sitting at the back there. And I think I shat a mountain because I was just like,
Quick, shit and go! Shit and go!
I love that gag. Best gag ever. Best gag ever.
That's awesome.
And yeah, I had a drink with Russell Peters.
You had a drink with him?
I had a drink with Russell Peters.
Holy shit, dude. That's
I'm
cool.
like, fuck, I love Russell Peters.
Dude, Russell Peters was one of the first comedy DVDs I had, and I remember one night I was watching the Russell Red, White, and Blue.
Red, White, and
Brown. Red, White, and Brown.
No, it was Red, White, and Blue.
No, was it not Red, White, and Brown?
It was the American flag color.
I'm pretty sure it was Red, White, and Brown.
I can't even remember, but that's
I
a
had the DVD,
hilarious
I'm
show.
pretty sure. I think it was. We'll check though. But I watched the DVD with my family, and then we were driving on the way home, and I was like, fuck man, maybe like 10 or 12. And I was sitting in the back seat. And I said to my mom, I was like, hey, you know what? I think I want to be a stand-up comedian. And then she stopped the car right there and like locked brakes. And like my head hit the back seat, and I was like, she was like, you will not do that with your life. You will do no such thing.
That's so funny,
It was
dude.
really so funny. But Russell Peters, dude, he did a lot of accents. That was like his thing. He just did accents of different races, and people fucking loved it. And like years
Well, he
later,
makes fun of every race. That's the thing. There's
Yeah, I mean,
no
he's
race
even.
that's excluded in this. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm thinking about you now in the car saying that you wanted to be a comedian. Like, there's turning points in comedy for everybody. Like, that was a turning point for you. We just knew we were not going to make money.
and I'm still doing that.
is-
Not making money.
Which is funny, dude, because when I came out to my mum, and obviously that was a spectacle of a night. Told my mom I was gay, and my mom freaked out a bit. And it was literally a year after that. I took my mom and my dad to a comedy show at Carnival City, at the sports bar. And we were sitting there, and there was this big table in front of us, at least 15 to 16 people. Wow, one person difference. Anyway, we're sitting there, and this is the moment, that was the epiphany that I had, and I realized my mom had actually come to terms and accepted me as a gay person now. When she sat there, and this table was just so homophobic. The one guy kept saying, "Yo, these faggots and ducks, eh? These faggots and ducks."
Like heckling.
No, dude, the show hadn't even started. I don't know who the hell they were talking about. But I mean, now that my mom knew that I was gay, she just freaked out. She just hit the table. She got up. She's like, "One more faggot duck out of you guys and I will moor you all." And I'm like, oh my God, this is not your fight. This is not your fight. They're going to moor me in the parking lot. That was the moment I knew my mother accepted me.
That's cool, man.
Comedy brought me happiness. Fuck.
That's
Even before
really
I did
awesome,
it.
dude.
It was great.
That's cool, man. It's yeah. How did she react when you told her you wanted to do? Because how old were you when you started stand up? It's 5 years ago. So
Oh my God, dude. I was way older. I started stand up when I was 27.
yeah, I mean, like when you're 27 and you tell your parents you want to be a comedian, I mean, there's
Yeah, that's
not much
gonna
they
matter.
can do. They're like, well, fuck, you're 27.
Well, if you're 27 in the scope of today's age in the 21st century, if you tell your parents you're going to be a comedian, they're just going to go, "I'm not going to pay for your medical aid anymore."
Ha.
Boom. That's a game changer.
I don't have medical.
Jokes on you, mom, because and then Corona hits.
I'm freestyling this pandemic, bitch. Having a good time.
You know, like I was talking about this the other day because the pandemic just came. We were still all making jokes about the coronavirus and laughing and not thinking that it was going to be serious. I regret each and every fucking joke I made about Corona before this. I really do.
Oh, dude.
It hurts me.
Oh, I was still there at Armchair. I was listening to your set. Like,
Yes. I made so many Corona jokes. And
4 months later,
Boom.
no comedy shows.
life changes. But
dude.
I said something the other day, and it's so true because on the 31st of December, I was standing there and I was like, oh my God, 2020 is going to be my year. Yeah, bring it on. And I was so excited about 2020. And then I made my New Year's like resolutions and I said I wanted to smoke less and I wanted to drink less. And it's ironic because 2020, the government made us actually stick by our resolutions because now we can't drink or smoke at fucking all.
Yo, dude. How's that for life?
Yeah, I've been humbled. I mean, I knew Cyril was going to be a good president, but fucking hell.
Oh, dude,
Like,
Uncle
he's-
Cyril's calling some shots, my man.
Dude, Uncle Cyril,
I
That's
think it's
right,
really
but I-
funny that people have dealers for tobacco now.
that is funny.
That's funny.
I mean, like, guy, think about it, okay? 2015, you walk around, a dealer's next to you is like, hey, you want some MDMA? You want some this? And then now, 2020, hey, do you want some tobacco? Same vibe.
JFK? JFK?
Fuck off, that's funny.
I think it's so funny, JFK. Who names a cigarette brand?
Well, isn't
Is it after the guy that got shot? It's after the late president, right?
Yes.
Is that who
John
they
F. Kennedy.
named the cigarettes after?
Well, maybe it will kill you as
What
fast
better?
as they
Yeah,
killed
exactly.
JF
What better
Kennedy.
way to sell a cigarette brand? Feeling like getting shot in the head today? Why not? Kill yourself. Have a JFK. Kill
Don't get
yourself.
shot today, drag it out.
Now packed in with mortar. JFK.
This is so wrong, but I love it. Have you seen the video of him getting assassinated, though?
Yeah, dude. Of course I've seen it.
It's crazy. His wife
Yeah.
just got
His
off the back
brain
of the fucking
splats.
car. She was just like, no, I'm tapping out. It's okay. Do you have life insurance? Bye.
Yo, dude. Hectic, eh? What a thing. But like, I sometimes wonder if this is the world changed forever.
I don't
maybe,
think so.
Maybe this is.
I don't think so.
Look at what we're doing now. Like, it's Saturday night. You and I would have been at a comedy show.
It's
but-
Saturday. I literally don't know the days anymore. I forgot now. As you said it, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Friday.
No, it's a Saturday.
That's okay. That's
Saturday.
true. We would have been out. We would have been like around hundreds of people
Drinking,
drinking.
smoking.
Oh my god, drinking, smoking. I miss it so much. I mean, I feel like a sexually frustrated
other
person
people.
after a year of not having anything. That's how it feels with beer and cigarettes for me right now.
Jeez, that's tough.
I know.
That's tough,
it's
dude.
Such dry
Have you
times.
tried the pineapple beer?
No, dude. I'm scared of food poisoning or alcohol poisoning. Dude, you laugh, but it's a thing.
From pineapple.
Dude, somebody died.
From pineapple.
Yeah, from pineapple. It's the water that goes
How?
into.
What, did they die from pineapple beer?
Yes.
What
Because
is
if you
wrong with the
ferment
beer?
it too much, dude,
Were they hanging out with Jim
it
Jones?
can go
what,
off.
what the fuck
Wait,
happened?
I need to Google it. Where's my phone? Producer? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I think we can wrap it up now.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. If you
I'm
are.
just thinking of some way we can end this.
Um,
Hey guys, this is Jaryd from Pillay Time, and I just want to say thank you very much for listening to the podcast. Lovely conversation between me and my friend Chantal Jax Fenter. You got to say it like that, Chantal Jax Fenter. Got to roll that R. All right. Well, please like, subscribe, and share. We'd really appreciate that. Also, check out some of the sketches that we're going to be dropping if it hasn't already been put out there. Like and subscribe that as well. And yeah, stay classy, stay cool, stay sanitized, and smoke weed.